All right, the next part is we're going to change it up just a little bit because these are not the words we used. So we're not going to make this about matching. We're going to say describe it, right? We're just going to describe it. Okay, so I'm going to take these terms out because these are not the words we used when we made our translations or our transformations. Okay? All right, so here's what I'm going to suggest to you. You are taking this line and you're going to change it 6 times. Okay? So one of the easy things you could do is to change it on your calculator, is to graph it on your calculator. Okay? So you want to start with a fresh graph. Okay. All right, so we start with a fresh graph, and the first one I'm going to type in is the 4x plus 5. And we're getting all kinds of glare here. Let me see if I can remove some of that. Oh, maybe not that much. Okay. It's not helping at all. Okay, so you can't really see. There we go. Okay, so I graphed f of x equals 4x plus 5. So I want to keep that on there at all times, and that's going to be my blue line, and I'm going to compare my blue line to my next line. Okay, so on the paper, the number 5 says 4 parentheses, so I'm going to hit tab. I'm going to go 4 parentheses x minus 2, close parentheses, and then it was plus 5. So just type it in there. I hit enter, and I can see that these lines appear to be parallel to each other, so the slope did not change. The y-intercept actually is lower, so I could say this shifted down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like 8 units. Okay, so we say it shifted down 8 units. We could say the slope or the y-intercept decreased. Okay, but I'm just going to go with shifted down 8 units. All right. Or the other choice would be y-intercept decreased. I'm going to leave you that option in case there's one that shows up that you can't quite count it, but you know that it did decrease. Okay, and so then we would come back to our calculator, and I would hit tab, and now it says f of 3, but I don't want this f of 2 anymore, so I'm going to just arrow back up. I'm going to take that one out, and I'm going to replace it with 4x plus 4. Hit graph, and now this one, it's kind of tough to see on here. They're really, really close together, but my blue line is above, but these lines are running parallel to each other. They're not going to intersect each other. Okay, so I see that the y-intercept decreased again, or it shifted down 1. So my words are going to look a lot the same as the previous one. Okay, so right here, we shifted down 1. Or we can say that our y-intercept decreased. Okay. And then we go to the next one. Okay. So again, I'm going to hit tab. I'm going to arrow up to get rid of the previous f of 2. And I'm now going to type 4/5. So I'll hit Control Divide 4/5 x plus 5. Okay, and I hit enter, and now we can see our red line is coming along here. So how is that different? It intersects the y-axis at the exact same point, so my y-intercept didn't change, which means my line didn't shift. So I look at this slope, and this slope is flatter, so I would say that it's less steep, or that my slope decreased. Okay, so you could say either it's less steep, or you can say that the slope decreased. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So again, tab, up arrow, delete, and now I'm going to have negative 4x plus 5. Enter. And now my red line, well, it's the same place, and it would appear that it just reflected across the y-axis. I don't see any other differences, and when I look at my equation, the only thing that seems to be different is positive 4 versus negative 4. Okay, so I'm going to say here that it reflected. Okay. All right, let's take another one. So tab, up, back it up. Oh, this one is negative 4x minus 5. Okay, so I hit enter. And this one also reflected because it's going from positive slope to negative slope, so that's a reflection, but it also shifted down, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, where's it going through? No, it's going through there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it shifted down 10 and reflected. So I just write reflected, shifted down 10. You could also say that the y-intercept decreased. All right, so last one, number 10, tab, up arrow, delete, and it's 4/3, so control divide, 4/3 x plus control divide 5/3. Enter. Okay, and this one, here's my blue line. I'm holding steady there, and I see that my slope decreased. Okay, or my line got flatter, less steep, and my y-intercept decreased. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 units. I don't think I can count that. It's actually going through between the points. Okay, so I'm just going to go with my y-intercept decreased. So this one, the slope decreased, the y-intercept decreased, or we can say here instead of slope decreased, it's less steep. Okay. And I just can't count the y-intercept, so I'm just going to leave it at y-intercept decreased. All right, let's look at question 11. A weightlifter is placing 35-pound plates onto the weight bar to bench press. The total weight is represented by this function, b of x equals 35x plus 45, where x represents the number of plates. Okay, so x is the number of plates. For a different exercise, he loads 25-pound plates and onto the curl bar, and the total weight is 25x plus 25. Describe the transformations from the graph of B to the graph of C. Okay, so I think the easiest way is just what we did on the last ones, is to take our calculator, go to our graph. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a doc B to get rid of everything on the graph. Okay. All right, so our first was 35x plus 45. Is that 35? 45. Okay. 35x plus 45. And then our second was 25x plus 25. Okay, now, this one's a little bit difficult to see on our calculator. I can see that the slope decreased a little bit, but I can't tell anything about my y-intercept. So I think what I'm going to do here is I want to trace my lines up a little bit. So I'm going to do Menu 1. I'm going to, well, it's already kind of jumped up. So it's showing here that f of 1 is at 45. Okay. And you can kind of trace back this way. Somewhere down in here is where f2 is going to cross, or that was our 25x plus 25. So we can jump lines if you like, and you just hit the down arrow key and it jumps down and it shows you. Okay. It shows you that the other intercept is at 25. So we know that we went from 45 to 25, so we had a decrease of our y-intercept, and our slope decreased because this, the red line is not as steep. Okay, and if we keep tracing back down, we're going to come to a place right where the lines cross over each other, and you can kind of see that here they're starting to cross, and then down there. So they're not parallel to each other, so the slope did actually decrease, and we have so the slope decreased and the y-intercept decreased, which we could also say is we had a shift down 20 units. All right, let's take a look at another one.